finals where it counts.
So many great stories in this Port Adelaide team. He can't stand it in the coach's box any longer. He wants to get out there with his players. Here he comes. Look at that. An outpouring of emotion from Mark Williams. He's the proudest man in the land tonight. Look at that. There it is. It's all over. Port Adelaide. They had the power to win. And it was very much history in the making today.
He said he felt that his late father and his late brother and his mother, who recently had heart surgery, were with him today.
Premiership Cup to the captain Warren Treadray and the coach Mark Williams.
Alan Scott, you were wrong.
I was mate. Yeah, so you're right. We were able to. I think so I watched it with a few mates, supporters, right? And they were like, I think when the supporters knew we'd won, it was a lot earlier than when we felt comfortable enough out there and thought we had it in the bag.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, watching the game, I clearly remember that we were still freaking out, like 5-10 minutes after we actually probably couldn't lose the game.
Yeah.
Because it was Brisbane, mate. You just didn't know. Like they could just turn it. They could just turn the game. So, but yeah, well, the best thing was we were able to enjoy it that last 5 or 7 minutes. I think it might have been after Dewey's goal or Kinger's. Might have been Kinger's goal, I reckon, in that last quarter where we knew we had it. And that's when you'll be able to run back to the centre bounce or to position, having a chat to the boys, going, how good is this going to be? So sort of, so we're able to really enjoy the moment. And then the celebrations after were good fun as well.
Yeah, so there was this big roar. So I think, when I think Kingsley kicks a goal and we run back to the centre square and you could just sense, but you just never know, You're playing Brisbane, But I knew when you could hear the roar from the crowd when Choco was walking down, that's when you knew, completely knew, and I'll just never forget that roar. We all know he did that with the thing and with his tie, and that's when we all knew it was over, and it was pretty cool because there was still 2 or 3 minutes to go. So you're actually on the field knowing that you're about to win a grand final, and that's a feeling that, that's a feeling that you can never replicate, and I'll never tell any, only you guys on the field would know that, and I've played in a bad one too, so trust me. I knew at quarter time we weren't going to win one.
We'll get to that and make it as quick as possible.
Oh, shit. But, and it was an enjoyable 2-3 minutes. And I remember Justin Lepich, I was standing next to him and we shook hands and he said, well done, you guys deserve it. And that was really nice, and that was 2 minutes to go. So you're just running around and just going, fuck, hurry up, blow the siren. So it was pretty cool.
And, see Choco, walking down after just crying the tears, because I knew the hard work and the opportunities, the tears were coming out because it was over the opportunities that were missed, and then to finally get it. So it was just overwhelming release for him, and then the choking of the tie. It was such a special day, for that group of players, because of the 3 or 4 previous seasons, how successful they were without reward. So, and as the Power, it's our only premiership. It's our only premiership. We've got 1 premiership. So.
It was just a great night all round. I mean, one of my great memories of that experience was just when the players do that circle, with the crowd, just do that lap of honour or whatever, and just the supporters, the looks on their faces and the tears rolling down their eyes. And I remember one guy gives me this big hug and then he grabs my medal and he puts it in his mouth. He's like, he's biting it. And I'm thinking, shit, don't you dare break that. And, but just the tears, and everyone was just so excited. And then that night, another really good moment that we had was after everyone had left. So we went down the room, celebrated with family and friends, all that sort of thing. and then we all came out as a group onto the ground, and that was really chilling sort of experience, like, because it was just an empty stadium and it was just the team just out there just having a moment out in the ground with the cup in the middle. That was really enjoyable. But that whole night in general, was just the whole probably 2 weeks, to be honest. It was fantastic. So
you pretty much kicked the sealer in the last quarter. We call Stewie Jew's goal the proper sealer, but I reckon yours, when it went 5 goals up, was the actual sealer. What was that? Was that the moment you thought, we've got this, or was it later down into the last quarter?
No, you're probably about right. We probably got to, that 5 or 6 goals. And I reckon Gavin, even when Gavin kicked his goal, I reckon Treaders was like yelling at everyone to calm down. Like, everyone else is celebrating already by now. Like, they're starting to go over the top. But Treaders was, get back on the job. But we had a different, sort of mindset by then. So, I don't think I've ever, kicked the seal. I think Dewey's probably broke the back of that. And then I think King has kicked one in the last quarter there as well. So everyone sort of chimed in. But we just had the momentum. Back then, footy was a bit different. Like, you didn't go on runs like that. Like, unless you were, because it was so much more of a one-on-one game. The run on football, wasn't as prevalent as it is today. So, you were able to enjoy the moment, let's put it that way, in the last quarter when you kicked those goals.
Yeah, for us, that moment was believing in the process, believing in what we could do. We've got fresh legs, we've got guys on the bench, we're big runners. It's a warmer day, it's here for us, boys. Believe in what you're going to do. And then, I know that Toby Thurston's had played a really interesting role. He was sort of a forward / back up in the ruck if Lady wasn't good, and maybe used in defence. He kicks 3 goals in the forward line, plays really well, and has a great on Darryl White, who's a 3-time Premiership star. Our Josh Marnie, who I think the Scott boys didn't really show much respect to, he pops up, kicks a couple of goals. Gab goes forward, kicks a goal. Sean Burgon, I think, kicks a goal, gets forward. So we're able to have guys. It was almost moving the magnets and keeping things going. And I still, in hindsight, remember where I think Lee Matthews said we'd seen Byron Pickett who'd struggle, and his form was struggling in the finals. We didn't think he could run well enough, he wasn't fit enough, so we dropped off him. Well, Pickett ends up winning the medal, kicks 3 goals, 20 on disposals, and run right. So it was a game of, our guys really standing up. And, that halftime moment, it was just, for me, it was reiterating the belief of what we've got. I was always listening to the coach, but if you get too much info, I was a player, I was a bit info overload. You sort of knew what the trends were. I'd say, as I was acting captain at the time, Matty, who's captain, was out injured, but all but one game for the year. Sadly, he'd hurt his knee, I think, in round 3 or something like that. Yep. But he was at every meeting. I came onto selection because I was the acting captain. So you sort of know a lot of the info, you know what I mean? So, yes, I think it was most important just to be refreshed and stay away from it. But, history says, we win, and, it's amazing, 20 years on, you sit back and go, how was that? Oh, it's great. And everyone who was a fan goes, how good was this? It was amazing. I knew we were going to win. I said, well, I didn't. I'm screening at Shane Brewer, who's our runner, with a minute and a half to go, thinking somehow they could beat us with 7 goals. So that was the mentality to say, you got to stay on until the siren goes. And then the siren goes, and it's all disbelief.